This is more or less just to kind of show you guys that you can take a pair of pants that are baggy, no rips in them, nothing, just look like an old man's pair of blue jeans, and you can take them and you can really make them however you want to. Bleach them, paint on, add zippers into the bottom, add patches, pockets onto the side. So many things that you can do to take an old crappy pair of jeans and make them even look really nice. Or even if you want to just save a lot of money other than buying designer jeans or something, go to the thrift store, find a pair, do whatever you gotta do. It's all about just getting creative and doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so. Yo, what's up everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. It's your homie Matt, better known as Junkie X Fashion. Here today with the homie Alec, also known as Made by Pins. Today, we're gonna be doing a tutorial showing you guys how to make any pair of jeans sick. So, without further ado, let's get started. Show these people what they're gonna need for this tutorial specifically. You're gonna need a pair of jeans that you want to work with, that you actually want to distress, taper, whatever you want to do to it. You can obviously go to the thrift store. It's the best place. Second, you're gonna need another pair of jeans that you want to copy. Yeah, copy in terms of length and tightness on the bottom, how tapered. You need a pair of jeans, two pairs of jeans that you want to work with, jeans you're gonna copy in terms of tapering. So for this tutorial, you're gonna need a sewing machine. You're gonna need some pins. You're also going to need a rotary tool for this tutorial. We're gonna be using this to distress. Obviously, there is multiple other ways to distress. Stay tuned, we will be doing another tutorial to show you guys multiple ways to distress jeans. But for this one, we're gonna be using this tool just to make it quick and easy. You can obviously just use scissors and a marker as well. Key. Marker is key. Seam stressor as well, or tweezers and a seam stressor as well. Can't forget these two. Small little tools. You don't need them, but they will help a lot. Let's go ahead, let's do first step. Okay, so first things first, within tapering them, you have to flip them inside out.
That looks sick. We could honestly take that off and use these stripes. Like, why is this on the inside? That's beautiful. That should be on the outside.
That's what I was thinking too.
Like, what the fuck?
Here's Alex giving us ideas. Don't be afraid to try and get creative and use your mind, because that's what it's all about. For this tutorial, we're just gonna be distressing, tapering, and maybe adding in these little patches that we just now ripped off. First, put your pants inside out, lay them down on the ground, and then get your pair of pants that you're gonna copy the taper for, and we'll show you that. We're gonna have to make sure we line everything up. Make sure your bottom pair of pants are nice and flat. Let's line these bad boys up, and then we're gonna pin them next, so we'll show you that. Okay, so we've got these guys pinned down now. See here, nice and pinned out. You wanna make sure your sides kinda line up here. Sides line up, bottom pants are flat. We're gonna marker trace them now.
Oh yeah, we should use a ruler, but I'm gonna use this foam core. So you said you didn't want them as skinny as these?
Yeah, no.
So we're gonna maybe go like, maybe inch out, inch and a half.
Next step after you pin them, you're gonna start to go along and kind of trace on the outside. We're not gonna make these jeans, the blue ones that we're working on, we're not gonna make them as tight as the ones on top here. So we're gonna go out just a little bit from the side of these ones here. Yeah. So if you were copying though, and you wanted it to match exactly, you would trace right along the edge here instead of where Alex is tracing here. So
yeah, so basically this line that we just made, that's where we're gonna be sewing, and that'll be basically this seam on this new pair of pants.
Yeah.
And it will be roughly that skinny.
We're gonna trace them around, and then we'll show you that.
Yeah, so like if you sew all the way up to here, it'll make the pants a bit smaller in the
crotch area.
Yeah, in the crotch area. So depending on how skinny you want them, just cut it off like earlier before this crotch seam right here. The higher you go, the shorter it will be. So
okay, so
yeah, just be a little careful with that.
If you're doing it like us and you're not copying exactly on the pair of jeans, you're gonna want to, this is where a ruler really would come clutch.
Yeah.
Because there is a possibility here that we might make one side a little bit tighter than the other, but
it's gonna be roughly the same.
Yeah. Do we have to unpin these now, Alex?
We do.
After you pin those down, and the reason why you pin these down is so that they do not move while you're tracing them, because if they're moving everywhere, then you're not gonna get a proper straight line that matches. Let's unpin these guys, Let's next step is gonna be sewing them. So one thing I wanted to mention too, if you don't have a sewing machine, what you can do, and this is also still a cheap alternate way, the main point of this tutorial is to show you guys that you can get creative, save a lot of money, kind of copy inspiration that you might have, sick jeans or something from another company. But if you don't have a sewing machine, simply go to a tailor shop. It's like $10 to get a pair of jeans tapered. So after you unpin the top pair of pants from the bottom pair of pants, is you're gonna wanna pin the pants alone. You pin along the line there,
Yeah.
go all the way up. So got them all pinned up now. So we're gonna go ahead and do a straight stitch just along the line that we created. Let's let Made by Pins do his mad magic. So we just sewed the one side there. One thing to always obviously remember is sew with your pants inside out. And then Alex made a good point here about if you make them not skinny enough, you know, you can kind of play around with them a little bit. What'd you say?
Yeah, so like if you try these on and they're not skinny enough or they're still too thick, you could just sew on the inside of the line here that you've already sewn, and that'll make them skinnier because you're taking off less fabric. Like this we're gonna be cutting off once it fits perfectly. Or if they're too skinny, you just sew along the outside of it on this line, and then you just kind of take out this with a seam ripper, the original line you sewed. So you can't really mess up.
Okay, so Alex just finished doing the straight stitch on the pair of pants. Next step, before you want to cut off any of the excess fabric, is you're obviously going to want to try them on to see how they fit first. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to toss these on and see how they look. So, as you guys can already see, we've only tapered the pants and they already look way better. Way better than they first looked. Next step, we're gonna take them off and we're gonna start distressing and doing some extra from just tapering them. After you guys try the pair of pants on, you're happy with your fit. If you didn't have to do any adjustments, we didn't have to, luckily. You're gonna go ahead and you're gonna cut off the excess fabric.
And also leave about an inch just off of where you sew because it helps keep the form of the pants. So, little fact.
And then our next step that we're gonna do is we're gonna put them back on, and we are going to get into now de-stressing them. Let's toss them back on and figure out where we're gonna make some holes. Okay, so next thing after you guys taper your pair of pants, what we're going to do is distress them now. So what you can do if you don't have any inspiration, you don't know where you wanna distress your pair of pants, go online or find a pair of pants in your closet you already have, copy how you want to do it, or just get an idea of where you want to actually distress. What we decided for these pair of pants is we're going to do a knee blowout, and then we're also going to distress on the back of the calf here a little bit as well. So for this tutorial specifically, we're going to be using a rotary tool. You might, your parents might have this in their workshop. I will be linking in the description below a cheap one that you can buy online. There is obviously multiple ways to distress a pair of pants. This is just the quickest, easiest way that I've ever found. So stay tuned. We will be making another video though showing you how to do multiple ways. But we're going to use this bad boy. So get your rotary tool. Make sure you have a marker. Tweezers are going to help as well if you're going to be doing anything where you want to keep the lining other than just doing a complete blowout. We're going to do a knee blowout. So you're going to want to do this standing up. You're not going to want to sit down, because if you sit down and you're going to try and do it, your pants are getting stretched, so that when you make your mark and then you cut on those marks and then you stand back up, it's not going to actually line up to where you wanted your cut to be. Stand up, take your marker, figure out where you want your cut to be. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a small mark right on the top here, and I'm gonna make another mark down here a little bit, just right below. And I'm just gonna do a small mark right there after I know my knee is right there, and I'm gonna take them off to finish off the mark. And I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do other than just doing a straight line all the way in. We're gonna do something a little bit better, so you have a nice knee blowout, not just a huge hard cut knee blowout. Okay, so got our pants down, laid them down on the table here, and what we're gonna do next is finish off our marks of where we're actually gonna be ripping them. So like I said, you don't wanna just do a straight line all the way across, or else you're gonna get a hard cut knee blowout, unless that's the look you're going for. What we're going to do is we're gonna kind of bring them in a little bit until we get to the inseam here. Doesn't have to be perfect, but that's what we're gonna do on both sides here. We're gonna whip out our tool, and this is why we use this bad boy. It's nice and quick, It makes ripping so much easier. It's better than using a pair of scissors. If you have to, you can just use scissors and then distress them yourself using the tweezers afterwards. But this tool helps to fray the pants a lot more. It saves you a lot of time. But anyways, we're just gonna do an open rip here. So let's go ahead. I'll show you guys how this tool works. As you guys can see there, this is just the beginning here. It's fraying it a lot nicer than if we were just to cut it with a hard cut, and then it's a lot easier to take your tweezers afterwards and start picking out all those white little threads so that you get that fray look. Also, another good tip that I will tell you guys, throw them in the washer twice, wash them twice. That's gonna help you get a lot nicer fray.
Yeah,
but
sure.
anyways, I'm gonna finish doing this and then we'll show you what she looks like. So one thing that you're gonna want to be careful with when you're doing this is as soon as you start getting that top piece ripped off, be careful, because as you can see here, I wasn't really careful. I started ripping the back half of the pants. So it's actually a lot better if you put something underneath. I totally forgot to do that. If you put like a game case up through the bottom of your sleeve, put something up through there so that when you're ripping through, it doesn't go through and rip the back half of your pants too.
Still gonna look cool though.
So if you guys don't really want one of the big knee blowouts and you want something more like this where you can actually see the white thread in between, what you would do is just cut a rip there, cut a rip there, and then you'd flip them inside out and start pulling out all the blue threads so that you're only left with the white threads. We're gonna flip these bad boys around and do something on the back half now. So as I mentioned before on the front part that we forgot to do, what we're gonna do on the back is you're gonna want to put something up through the bottom part of your
It doesn't fit.
Damn. But like we were saying, you want to put something in your pants so that you're only ripping one side of it. So there you can see it ripped the game case a little bit instead of ripping the other side of the pants. What we're gonna do here now is just we're gonna start pulling out all these white threads and trying not to break them, and then as you start doing that, your blue threads are going to be left over, and then you're just going to be able to pull your blue threads out because they're going the opposite way. So as you can see here, now that we've got them inside out, you can see the white threads and the blue threads here a lot easier. Here's all the blue threads sticking out. Here's all the white threads coming across through the middle. So necessarily what you're doing is you're grabbing the white thread and you're trying, you gotta always remember you don't want to break them. So when you're grabbing them, try and just grab one, pull it out, slowly do it. And as you start revealing more of the blue threads, you're gonna be able to grab the blue thread and pull it out completely. Okay, so I'm now done doing a small light fray here. As you can see, we've got the white thread that's just kind of hanging out, if that'll focus there. So like we said, we're going to take the patches that we have, we're gonna sew these bad boys on. That's what we're trying to show you guys. You really get creative, you can do whatever you want, add accents. You can go online, you can buy patches everywhere. It's a good way to save money and get creative. Go to the thrift store, get a cheap pair of pants, or look in your closet. Even ask your parents if you have to, find an old pair of pants that they have. We'll show you a bunch of other ways too eventually, you know. Stay tuned, we'll have a lot more videos coming. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sew these patches in to make these bad boys a little bit nicer. So one thing you definitely want to make sure if you're gonna be sewing on patches or something like that, it's good to try and plan ahead when you're doing your tapering, if you're gonna be tapering, because if you take the inseam out to taper them, if you're gonna add on patches, that's when you're gonna want to do it. Because as you can see here, we wanted to put the patch down here a bit more, but we're gonna have to put it up, because if you just sew on top of that, you're obviously going to sew right to the other side, and then you're not going to be able to put your leg through the pair of pants. So what we have to do is try and squeeze the pants through the bottom and over top so that we can reach, and we're only going through the one side of the pants. So because of that, and because we didn't open the inseam up, we're gonna have to raise the patch a little bit. So that's the one thing you want to remember when you're doing patches and things like that. You will have to do a lot more work, take the inseam out, or figure out some way of doing it. Alex is gonna pin these, and we're gonna put this patch on. So Alex went ahead, we stitched this all the way down, put the little patch on. We realized it fits a lighter perfect, so.
It's a little lighter holder.
Yo, so the other patch that we put on that we said we were gonna use for a lighter holder is a little long, so what we did with this one was we cut it in half instead to make an actual better lighter holder. So It'll fit the lighter in there perfectly. I just kind of proves though, show you guys that you can get creative with whatever you're doing. We literally took the inside part of the pants. I don't even know why they put these patches inside. These look dope on the outside, especially with all the other orange accents that are on these pants. Show you guys how they look when we finish sewing them and put them back on. Let Made by Pins do his pin job in his sewing.
Pin job.
Yeah.
Damn, okay, so here we go. Here's our end result. Got our patch here, nice little Adidas patch. We've got our patch over here, nice lighter pocket for the boy. It's actually sick as fuck. Love that idea that we kind of just randomly came up with that last second. Got the blown out knee, which we haven't washed yet. It's gonna look 10 times better whenever I go wash it. And we've got our little back part here. So going from the video that I showed you guys of the original jeans, which I'll toss up again, these are quite a different pair of jeans that I am comfortably willing to go out in public and wear now. Thanks for watching the video, guys. My name's Matt, Junkie X Fashion. Behind the camera right now, that's Alex, Made by Pins. Make sure to check out his account. We're gonna have tons of videos coming for you guys, showing you guys tutorials how to get creative. Go out there, go get some thrift jeans, go get your closet, get some old jeans, taper them, distress them, get creative, do what you do. That's it. That's it.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap.